Hi, this is Miss Bell. For the beginning of this semester, we start with Chapter 1.1, where we learn about the elements and principles of art. We call that Art Fundamentals. So in this particular chapter, we'll learn about line, shape, and contrast. So elements of art are the basic vocabulary, and I like that description. So when you think of elements, think of shapes and colors, all at your fingertips, and all you have to do is figure out how you want to arrange them or construct them to make the artwork. And that process of manipulating or constructing those elements of art is called the principles. And then to add on top of that, the principles and the elements make up what's called a composition. So in actual conversation, most of us wouldn't stop and say, oh, they use this principle of art, or I like how they used the element of shape in this one. We usually may say shape or color, but we would usually use the word composition. So that's more of an everyday vocab word, but it is that organization of the elements and principles of art. The gentleman on your right is creating a composition. He's using a viewfinder and he's sketching out the shapes and lines that he sees in the mountains in front of him. But he can use this to decide, okay, what do I want my composition to be? And once he has found one that he really likes, he can put it onto his painting. Okay, so the element of line. For time's sake, I'm going to kind of restrict which slides we go on, but please, I encourage you to look on the PowerPoint separately and read along in your textbook. So for line, it's a mark or implied mark between 2 points. There's contour and cross contour. So here we have 3 drawings of circles on the left. Now once the artist puts lines inside of the circle, it can either look flat or have some depth or even more depth. And if you'll notice the direction of those lines and how they curve, the more consistent that is, the more three-dimensional it starts to appear as a sphere. What is a contour line? It's the outer edge or profile of an object, and it can give the illusion of volume. So here we have a woman, and again it does have this illusion of volume, and we have a description from the way that the lines were drawn. We see that she has curlyish hair, a pattern on her dress, the design on the furniture. All of this is communicated to us strictly through line without shading or highlights or cast shadows. None of that is present. It again is just strictly line. An implied line means that the line seems to continue, but there isn't a mark. So for example, the line to us will read it as it continues, but there's really not a line here in her arm or at her neck or even the tip of her shoe. Now to me this is really interesting. The scroll, if you look at the border, you would assume it's a continuous line, but when you zoom in you can actually see that the body and the border there are composed of Hebrew letters and words. And so it is a broken line, so we again call that an implied line. There's regular, straight, and irregular, curvy lines. And those straight lines can describe a lot of things that are man-made, like for example, the barn or the cemetery or the post. But now these squiggly lines and the loose ones up here, they're organic and they can describe things of the natural world in an excellent way. Oops. Okay, so now we're going to look at the element of shape. And shape can be defined by various boundaries. Here we have a shape defined by a line, by gray, and here by what we call a gradation, which is a change in the value. So again, by color, by outline, or by gradation, going from dark, medium to light. There's geometric and organic shapes. Here we have the organic shapes in the dress and the florals, but yet the geometric, it kind of controls it to a certain extent, but in the border. But then we have a lot of overlap. But underneath this organic shape, you can see that there's this pattern of diamonds, which creates the illusion of a cube. And this is just showing that there's implied shape as well. Like these are lines, but we see it as a circle. Okay, contrast is a principle of art. As it says, when an artist uses two noticeably different states of an element, he or she applying the principle of contrast. So for example, I like to show some various methods in which an artist can use contrast. For color, orange and blue are complementary, and we'll talk about that in chapter 1.4, but it kind of makes those figures just really stand out because they're so warm in color against that cool background. Now over here to the right, that glow, the glow of the moon, so bright it stands out in that dark sky. So here we have a contrast in light and dark, the values. Sometimes it's by positive and negative shape as well. So here we would say maybe the negative would be this white and the positive would be the outlines, which you can tell makes a face. Now the artist Shepard Fairey would post these all over LA, and he was a very political artist, so he had an agenda behind it. But he knew by having that high intense light and dark and even the red were extreme contrast and would definitely grab attention to people walking by. Here's another positive and negative where we reverse from above. We have the black as the positive, and I guess that's a goose or a duck, I'm not sure, but then it transitions down into the fish where the positive becomes more of the white and the negative space or shape is the background. Okay, and that concludes us for chapter 1.1.